Use your brain and shut your mouth.
This is my duty.
Get out. Get out.
I want to be here.
Why do you have to be so mean to her? That's the only way parents learn.
Abby Lee Miller is making her triumphant return to Dance Moms over a year after being diagnosed with Burkitt lymphoma.
Now, she told me in an exclusive interview why her battle with cancer has not changed how she is on the show. Take a look.
Everybody wants to hear that I am this new, kind, wonderful person.
But
And I've always been a kind, wonderful person. I can say that confidently. But on the show, that's not really how I'm depicted. And I train kids. I mean, we talked about it with one of my students who's on Broadway last night, that I was tough and I had to be, but I gave them opportunities that they would have never had at any other dance studio. And we did it the right way, and they're all working. They're professional, working, employed dancers. It's amazing.
do you think you're misunderstood?
I think I'm what the cameras want to see. If I was sweet and nice and kind all the time and sugar-coated everything, we wouldn't have a television show.
Anytime there's a controversial figure, especially on reality TV, the haters are out there, right? Everyone gets criticism. You really get it. People call you monstrous. People say you're an ugly person on the inside. How do you respond to those types of criticisms? How does it make you feel to hear that?
Well, usually if it's somebody saying that, I'm just like, well, I've been talked about by much better people than you. That's kind of my answer. But, you know, I know who I am. I sleep at night soundly. I never regret anything I say or anything I do. I know that it's done for a reason. It's usually done with love and caring and compassion about these children. Would I be a dance teacher? Would I be in a business that's all about children and success and their futures if I didn't care about kids?
In the trailer, we see you, a mom coming to you in tears, saying like, why are you yelling at them? Why are you so mean to them? And you say something like, it's the only way the parents will learn.
Yeah.
What do you mean by that? What's the message?
Several of the moms in this cast are dance teachers. They own dance studios. So number one, I don't want to share my secrets with them. I don't want them to know my formula for a successful dancer. But also, don't they know that their kid's not that great? Or don't they know that their child is doing something wrong? Can't they see it and fix it before I see it the next day? That's what I don't understand.
Yeah.
It's like every parent out there has rose-colored glasses on. My mom and dad didn't do that. My dad told me every single day, you're dumb enough to be a twin. Meaning like I was dumb enough for two people.
Yeah, she also told me about her near-death experience. She says that she remembers hearing doctors say that she was mere minutes away from dying, but now she's on the road to recovery, and she told me she plans on being able to walk again very soon.
I was paralyzed from my neck down. I was in the fetal position, just talking, that was it. That's all I could do. And he did 8.5 hours of emergency surgery, and he looked at my 3 friends that were there, and he said, we have 10 minutes or we're going to lose her. I remember hearing that.
You heard that be
I
said
heard
about
that,
you.
and there was, you know, there wasn't, he didn't have an MRI to look at. He didn't have a CT scan. He didn't know whether he had go in the back or the front. And I remember yelling, my back, go in the back. It's my back. And he went into my back, and I have an 18-inch scar down my spine, and 13 vertebrae were affected.
You even opened up to people about being able to stand on, I believe, your left knee, but then your right knee, you need a knee replacement.
Yes, I do.
That's still the case?
That is still the case. The physical therapists who are at the top of their field, I mean, they're amazing to me. They are convinced that once I get this right knee taken care of, I will be walking again. And I haven't heard anybody say that until recently. And I've had 2 different therapists saying there is no doubt. Because they don't want to give you
False hope.
expectations
Right.
that aren't going to come to fruition. So I feel like now I'm going to do it.
So
I was close before, but then we moved back to Pittsburgh to start shooting the show. And it was the holidays before that, and it's kind of taken a back seat, my therapy. And now that we've wrapped and we're finished shooting season 8, I can now concentrate on me, myself, and I. So I plan to have the knee surgery done in July and, you know, be walking by September.
Wow.
She's been through a ton.
She has. And Miller was released from prison last March after serving an 8-month sentence for bankruptcy fraud.
Yeah, and the Dance Mom star opened up about her time in prison. Watch this.
The only place that I felt safe while I was there was in church in the Catholic Mass for
Yeah.
1 hour on Sunday.
Well, how important was that to you? The Catholic Mass, was that something you went?
I grew up Catholic,
Yeah.
yes, and so it was important because that 1 hour was the only time that I felt a guard wasn't going to scream over my shoulder in my face
Wow.
for no reason whatsoever.
And you've said that the female guards were maybe more aggressive with you than the male guards, right? Is that what?
Much more so.
And in what way?
Just vindictive and powerful, and just to show their power, to show how tough they were.
I heard in the previous interview you were talking about the prison doctor, I believe, took you off medication
Yes.
and all this stuff, cold turkey.
Cold turkey.
And so what was that experience like? Why did that happen?
Well, I didn't realize at the time, and I sent everybody an email telling them, I'm no longer a diabetic. The doctor took me off all my medication. Well, then I get out and I hear, once a diabetic, always a diabetic. It's just how you treat it is different. But I have so many doctors that have point blank said, you should have been weaned off of that medication over a year.
Wow.
An entire year. So to go off of it cold turkey, that's what caused all of this. I mean, that's what caused the blood and the lab reports to look so crazy. I mean, I had a doctor say to me, I can't believe you're walking in here. You should be in a coma right now, the way your lab results look.
And you believe that was the result of the medication
Absolutely.
being pulled right away?
Absolutely.
So we reached out to the Federal Bureau of Prisons for their response to our claims, but as of Showtime, they have not commented.
Meanwhile, Miller also explained to me how her former student, JoJo Siwa, we know her, how she supported her after her cancer diagnosis.
A few kids came to visit, Eliana and Bryn, and of course JoJo came
JoJo
with the
Siwa.
Dancers for Cancer and presented me with a $10,000 check.
Did you also get a bow?
I got lots of
Okay,
bows.
good. Just make sure.
I've got lots of bows.
But wait, that's
Jessalyn-
great that she was able to do that with the check and everything.
Yes, and Jessalyn and I, her mom, were friends. She had also owned a dance studio at one time, and they have, sold everything and moved to LA. And now JoJo is on tour, 72 cities. And my friend Richie Jackson, who was a judge with me on Abby's Ultimate Dance Competition, is the choreographer and the director of her tour. So it just has come full circle. She started on that show, and he was her judge. And then she came on to Dance Moms and trained with me. And now she's a phenomenon. I mean, you can't walk into a store that you don't see merchandise with her face on it.
It's incredible.
Right.
Even my little girls were walking through Walmart and you're like, JoJo. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it's
Yes.
happening.
It is. It is.
It's everywhere.
It is. And she said to me, I used to think it was weird that you wore your name on your chest all the time, the Abby Lee Dance Company. And she said, but now I get it.
You're a genius this whole
And
time.
she has her face, on her car that she's driving. She's like, now I get it.
It's kind of wild how many careers Abby Lee is connected to.
Oh, yeah.
These kids have become huge stars.
They have. All right, you can watch Abby Lee Miller when season 8 of Dance Moms returns to Lifetime with a 1-hour special tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern.